Are you ready, Heather? All right, I'll call the meeting.
Pass
Heather?
forward.
Monday, it don't need to know who you are.
Well, this is on.
Yeah.
meeting.
Yes,
I
yes,
had it there, here it is.
thank you. We have a motion to approve the agenda.
Make a mess.
Thank you, Gloria. Second. Thank you, Laura. All in favor? Carried. Minutes of the audit committee meeting Thursday, June the 1st, 2023.
Oh, that's last year.
Any errors or omissions?
Who knows?
Yeah.
That's a long time ago.
Heather, are there any errors or omissions?
May I have a motion, please, then to approve the minutes of June 1st, 2023.
So move.
Thank you, Randy. Thank you, Gloria. Second. All in favor?
Right.
Aye, carried. Now, 4.1, the overview of the 23-24 village audit process per the MGA and the FRAM, the Financial Reporting and Accounting Manual. Phew. Lawrence, is that you?
Yep.
It's all yours.
Yep. So our responsibility to auditors is basically to obtain reasonable assurance that the financial statements as a whole are free of material misstatement based on a materiality that is set. General materiality is about 2% of overall revenue. And then we're also supposed to review your internal controls, identify any risk of misstatements, and then review your management's use of going concern and other management decisions, and then give a overall opinion of the statements. So,
Are we behaving ourselves?
yeah. So I haven't done a whole lot of like I came down and did the on-site testing, but I haven't got into the statement part yet. The biggest issue for this year regarding your guys' statements is the separation of the fire assets.
Yes.
So for that, and I think that jumps into another point, another agenda point there. The next one, but essentially all of the assets of the fire are going to be taken out of the village and then moved to the committee financial statements.
Right.
So what that means for the village is that you're going to have this loss or disposal of assets, and then on the committee they're going to show those assets, but then as an owner of the committee you have to then proportionally consolidate your share of those assets back into the village's financial statements. So one thing that did come up when I was there was, so usually when when assets are donated to a new legal separate entity, they are brought into that entity at fair market value. So that would be my only concern, is what value are we going to use on like the fire trucks and stuff that we are transferring in. I know the fire hall and the land we're going to stay with the village, so those aren't a concern. So it'd just be how we determine what value to use for fair market value of the equipment and that's being transferred in. The cash is easy, it's the value of the cash, but the equipment, how you evaluate a 20-year-old fire truck.
Heather?
Yeah, so just further on that, Lawrence and I discussed this when he was here. So I am checking with the insurers, but that of course is replacement value, but I'm gonna speak to Cody about getting an assessor in to get current values on the trucks we have. So that those figures will be coming, Lawrence.
I guess
Okay.
they're not in the blue book, are they?
No, not really.
Yeah,
So,
I think
a little more particular.
yeah, they're often custom made, right? So
Okay. Any questions? Sure.
No.
We're good. So Heather, we have some items that have been highlighted in yellow. Under section 4.2, the responsibilities of the audit committee and the village auditor. Thank you, Lawrence, for that breakdown. And I'm hoping that when you reach the stage that you have further information for us, that we will still have been behaving ourselves.
Yeah.
So Heather, do you want to speak to these items under the 445?
So under the audit committee policy, if we go to page policy, so it's item 6 is outlines the responsibilities. So the committee members, this is again just a recap, so we remember what we're all doing. 6.1 financial reporting. So we are the committee rather is responsible for reviewing with the auditor the financial statements once they're prepared, and reviewing his report. And the management letters. So these are all the pieces that Lawrence will provide when he has the draft financial statements ready. And then recommending the statements to the commission for approval.
When is it anticipated that the draft? We're all lost.
Oh, sorry, the audit committee policy?
Which is not in here, is it?
Yeah. That should be
Yeah.
in- It's the last item.
Last
Schedule
page,
for-
yeah, page 3.
4.2.
There we
And then, there you go.
Oh, we were on the other 6.1.
Everybody okay?
What is the time frame for us to expect the financial statement?
He just.
Well, currently we have a second meeting scheduled for.
Right there, Lori.
In June 13th, but we're hoping to actually expedite that because it delays us with. Some of the setup of the fire services committee accounts.
Okay,
So I really just have to confer with Lawrence about a timeline, so I'll let everyone know when he's got an ETA, and if we need to advance the meeting, we will.
Sorry, you were talking about the responsibilities in the audit committee.
Yes. 6.2, risk and uncertainty. Sorry, I'm just reading this because it is important that we just wrap our heads around it again. Reviewing on an annual basis, the internal control system. Which Lawrence will comment on, and obviously Maxine and I can answer if there are questions arise. Financial controls and deviations, so reviewing and considering any matters relating to the adequacy of internal controls and any reports from management or others on significant deviations. Relationship with the auditor, our contract with Lawrence's firm, this still goes for another 2 years, I think, till 2025, I think.
I think so.
Yeah. So the item about recommending annually the appointment, we don't need to do that because we appointed them for a period of time when they won the RFP. But just making sure that we review the overall scope. Obviously, what he provides to us is what's required by the Municipal Government Act. The FRAM is a document of that act. So Lawrence is beholden to the province, not so much to us on the scope and accuracy. of the reports. Go ahead, Lawrence.
Sorry. What was the question?
Oh, sorry, I thought you were trying to say something. It's okay.
No, my phone just vibrated.
Oh, that's what it was. I thought you were hemming.
That was an email coming through.
Okay. Right, so just reviewing the overall materials, any requests that we have to adjust scopes. And then the commission chair and clerk treasurer sign the financial statements. And then we are required to review the composition on an annual basis. Now, we have been incredibly fortunate that Sandra is remaining with us. But we know in our policy, we would prefer to have two, so that all the pressure isn't on her. But we'll have to see, as you know, we've put out that advertisement a couple of times and haven't had any response, but we'll try again.
It's a difficult thing because it's a very small geographical area.
It is, and you do need to have some comprehension of accounting to be able to, participate, so. Any questions or concerns about the role here? This is a new one for Gloria.
Well, the perennial question is, given the size of our committee and the size of our staff in the village, we are constrained as to financial control, internal controls. But it is what it is. So there.
Yeah.
Lawrence, we can't do anything more than what we're doing, right?
Yeah, you have controls and procedures in place, like dual signing of checks,
Yes.
checking budgets to actual, the proper checks and balances are happening. Even if you're a small town, they're still in place, so.
Great. And Randy O'Malley is our man for the incomes, what is it?
Budget variances,
Yeah,
yeah.
budget variances. Randy loves the budget variance report.
He's a specialist.
So does Kirk. And Lawrence, you haven't met Kirk.
Lawrence.
He's the treasurer of the Fire Services Committee. He's just sitting in to sort of watch the proceedings this time around. Since the reporting for fire is still with the village this time.
Okay.
Thank you.
Not for long. Are there any other questions for Lawrence? Kirk, do you have anything?
No, not at this time.
Thank you. I think we've covered the business.
It's generally, this first meeting is generally pretty straightforward. It's just an
Right.
overview.
Great. So may I have a motion to adjourn, please? Before you give me that, a reminder, the next audit committee meeting may be June the 13th at 2:00 here or earlier. Or it could be advanced. And the annual public meeting is June 18th. And is the location still to be determined?
It is still to be determined. We're checking around on availability.
Great.
I'd rather not do it here like we did last year, because
Yes.
with any luck, we'll have actual attendees, so, yeah. We'll get back to you on the location as well.
Well, we better get on it.
Yeah.
Maybe. So may I have a motion, please, to adjourn? Thank you, Gloria. All in favor? Done.